Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So, Rivals of Ixalan is coming out soon, and we're going to start hitting up the new standard format next week. Wanted to wait to see what happens with the BNR announcement that came out today, but I have to record these ahead of time. But the good news is, we are heading to Modern for a deck that I think is absolutely insane. I have not been this excited for a Budget Magic deck in a long time. The deck is just so sweet. This is Mono Red Hollow One. As you can see, $85 in the paper world, 32 ticks on Magic Online. So a great price for a deck that is just really powerful. I was shocked by how powerful this deck actually is. A quick reminder before we break down Mono Red Hollow One for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be so awesome of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down in the corner of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Mono Red Hollow One, starting with our discard spell. So these are the cards that make the deck work. This deck is funny because our main goal is to just draw and discard as many cards as possible. We don't even care that much what cards we draw and discard. I mean, we do a little bit, but we are more than happy to play cards like Burning Inquiry, which have random draw and discard attached to them, because even though it's random, and sometimes we're going to discard cards we want to have in our hand, we just want to do this as quickly as possible. Draw, discard, stock our graveyard, do crazy things. So Burning Inquiry and Faithless Looting start us on turn 1 with our draw and discard plan, and allow for some really explosive turn 2s, or even turn 1s when we get to talk about our threats. Backing them up, we have some discard on turn 2 with Goblin Lore is like a super Burning Inquiry. We draw 4 and discard 3 at random, so we're actually not losing a card, which is nice. And then Cathartic Reunion, of course, lets us choose the cards that we draw and discard. So we basically have 8 random discard spells where we draw cards and then discard at random. And then we have 6 discard spells that let us draw and then discard what we want to discard. So this mixture means that it's really easy for us to chain these cards together. We cast a Burning Inquiry, we draw more draw and discard effects. We discard Faithless Lootings to have in our graveyard. So we are just cycling through our deck at warp speed, and that gets us to all of our payoffs. We want to get cards in the graveyard, draw and discard cards. That's how we actually win the game, and we do it super quickly with this deck. So let's talk about how all this drawing and discarding actually lets us win the game. So first off, our drawing and discarding is directly good with Flameblade Adept and Hollow One. So Flameblade Adept, we want to like play this on turn 1, and then imagine on turn 2 we cast even just a Goblin Lore. We draw 4, discard 3, we're hitting for 4 damage on turn 2 with our Flameblade Adept. Plus it has Menace, so our opponent's not going to be able to block it very easily, and that's not even the most insane starts with this card. We can occasionally play a Flameblade Adept, and then on turn 2 play double Burning Inquiry, and we're attacking for 7 with our 1-drop on turn 2. So basically we close out the game super fastly with the 1-drop. Hollow One, on the other hand, just comes down, is really big, really quickly. On turn 1, we can cast a Burning Inquiry, cast any number of Hollow Ones for free. We can Faithless Looting, plus maybe cycle a Street Wraith, which is in the deck primarily to support our Flameblade Adept and Hollow One. We can't even cast it. It is 100% to cycle and support our cycling, discarding, drawing synergies. But if we cast a Faithless Looting on 1, plus cycle a Street Wraith, we get to Hollow One for free. On turn 2, we have so many ways of casting it for free. Combinations of like Goblin Lore directly lets us cast it, Cathartic Reunion plus Street Wraith lets us cast it. So basically, we're looking to cast Flameblade Adept on turn 1 and make it huge, or we're looking to just cast as many Hollow Ones as possible on turn 1 or turn 2, and trust that they're going to allow us to win the game. We also have some other payoffs, though. Since we're discarding so many cards, we're actually taking advantage of our graveyard. So we have Prized Amalgam, which is 100% in our deck to be discarded. We just want to discard this with our Cathartic Reunions, Faithless Lootings, Burning Inquiries, Goblin Lores, all that stuff. And then we're going to get it back from the graveyard for free with the help of a bunch of other stuff. So we got 4 Bloodghast, a little bit cheaper now thanks to Iconic Masters. That's our easiest, cheapest way to just get back Prized Amalgam. So kind of the nut draw with this deck is on turn 1, we're able to like play a land, play a Burning Inquiry, maybe we discard Prized Amalgam and Bloodghast, let's say, and we cast a Hollow One for free. Then on turn 2, we can cast some more draw and discard stuff, but we just play a land, we get back to Bloodghast, we get back to Prized Amalgam. We're going to have like 10 power on turn 2, and the nice part about Prized Amalgam and Bloodghast is they keep coming back. So our opponent Fatal pushes, they come back. They Wrath our board, they come back. So until our opponent finds a Graveyard Hate, which comes in after sideboards but isn't in the deck on game 1, for pretty much most decks in the format, we just have the these recursive threats that keep coming back over and over and over and over again, and as we go through our deck with all our burning inquiries, our faithless lootings, our cathartic reunions, our goblin lores, we're getting more and more of them, so eventually each land drop is getting back like 10 power, 12 power, so it gives us a ton of late game potential of these threats that are really hard to deal with. Hellspark Elemental and Scourge Devil, little bit weird, but they're actually really good because we want backup ways to get things from our graveyard. We want the cards that we're discarding to faithless looting to not actually be discards. We want to discard cards that we can use from our graveyard because we're really breaking the symmetry of our darn discard effects because we just want to discard everything. So Hellspark Elemental comes back, hits for 3 with haste, gets back our prized amalgam. Scourge Devil pumps all of our darks. So our Bloodghast are hitting for 3, our prized amalgam's hitting for 4, coming back with haste itself, it's attacking for 4. So these are backup ways to get back prized amalgam, plus it just gives us more fodder for discarding stuff to all of our random discard effects, our controlled discard effects, and that's basically the deck. That is all we are doing. So we are just looking to warp speed, get as much power and toughness on the battlefield with Hollow One, with Flame Bladed Ebb, with all of our graveyard stuff, and crush our opponent before they have a chance to recover. Mana base wise, 20 mountain. So we can't cast prized amalgam, we can't cast Bloodghast, we actually can't cast a lot of cards in our deck, but that's okay, because we just want to get it in the graveyard. We don't want to be casting prized amalgam as a 3/3 for 3 anyway. We want to be getting it back for free on turn 2 and killing our opponent really quickly. Sideboard-wise, Tormod's Crypt for Graveyard, Stone Rain for Tron, then we have a bunch of removal, Pyroclasm for like Lingering Souls and Go Wide decks, Roast for Eldrazi and other Go Tall decks, Smelt to deal with artifacts, and that is Mono Red Hollow One for Modern, and that's our Budget Magic deck for this week. So I'm not even going to say much more about the deck. You just got to see the videos because this deck might look weird. We can't cast some of our cards. There's a lot of randomness involved where we can't control what we're discarding, but it is actually absurdly powerful. It is so strong, and you're probably thinking, okay, this looks good, but it gets beat by Graveyard Hate, but that's not 100% true. Yes, if our opponent plays Rest in Peace on turn 2, it can beat us, but we're getting things back from our graveyard so quickly that we really put our opponent to the test. Even after sideboarding, they gotta have the Graveyard Hate on turn 1, on turn 2, or else the damage is done. We already have 10 power, 12 power on the battlefield, and then sure, you got rid of our graveyard, that's a bummer, we can't get back more prized amalgams, but can you beat the 10 power, the 12 power we already got on the board on turn 2? So Graveyard Hate isn't as good against us as it looks. Like, yes, it is super good, but unless our opponent specifically has Leyline of the Void before the game starts, maybe a Relic of Progenitus on turn 1, or a Tormod's Crypt on turn 1, or a Rest in Peace on turn 2, we easily get enough power on the battlefield before the Graveyard Hate stuff comes down. Plus, we can still cast Hollow Ones through Graveyard Hate. We can still Hellspark and Flame Bladed Ebb and make them huge through Graveyard Hate, so it's not as bad against Graveyard Hate as you think. Anyway, let's get to the videos. This deck is insane. You gotta see it because it is just so absurdly strong, so awesome, great price, everything about it is great. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy the gameplay videos, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.